Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of my Light Showcase for Beginners series. Today we are going to look at the stabby side of classes, the assassins, and name-wise Fuuma Kotarou right here, Sasaki Kojirou, as well as Hassan of the 100 Personas. Kotarou is a tricky servant because he can debuff the enemies, buff his allies, and clear some waves with his MP. Sasaki Kojirou is a single target DPS who is a great C-star generator and somewhat of a crit DPS as well. And 100 Personas is also a single target DPS, but she is more arts based. Therefore, the first skill of Kotarou is to decrease the attack as well as the critical rate of all enemies. The second skill can apply evade for one turn and increase the C-star drop rate for one turn for one ally of his choice. And the third skill decreases the debuff resist for one turn for all enemies as well as the defense for 3 turns for all enemies, and inflicts a nullify buff for one time for all enemies without a duration limit. And his MP is a AoE MP which inflicts confusion, which has a low chance for 5 turns to skill seal each enemy, and he decreases the defense for 3 turns for all enemies. Sasaki Kojirou has the skill set up from apply evade one turn and increases critical strength for 3 turns. This matches with his third skill, which apply sure hit for 3 turns as well as increase C-star drop rate and C-star gather rate for 3 turns. And his second skill is a debuff cleanse as well as a buff that when he hits his enemies with crit cards, he applies the debuff on them that they that decreases their crit resistance. And on top of that, he gains a large amount of critical stars for himself. His MP is single target, and it increases his crit card effectiveness, and it also gains a large amount of critical stars as well as the second skill. And for 100 Personas, her first skill is to increase her MP gain for 3 turns and increases the C-star drop rate for 3 turns for herself. The second skill is based on a chance. She has a 60% chance on level 1 and a 80% chance at level 10 to increase the Buster and or the art and or the quick effectiveness of herself for 1 turn. And she always gets a evade for 1 turn. And her third skill is a healing skill for herself, but she removes all buffs for herself, so you won't see that unless you have no skills, no buffs up that you want to keep. Her MP is a single target MP which decreases the critical rate for 3 turns from the enemy she hits, as well as the arts card resistance for 3 turns. And they are somewhat working acceptable together because Kotarou and Sasaki have the same skill set, card set as you see. And Personas just has 1 card off. She has 2 quick and 2 arts instead of 3 quick and 1 art. And firstly, we are going to take a look at the daily quest against rider class enemies, so that everyone of our zones is at advantage. And after that, we are going to look at some scenarios that only shows one of them with support that you can always choose, someone like Historia for 100 Personas or Skadi for Kotarou and Kojirou. So, First of all, we are going to debuff the enemies because we want to charge up our MPs.
Yes.
And therefore we have the Craft Sense Traces of Christmas Past because he's the AoE attacker, so he don't need the MP strength, but he needs the battery, of course. And Crit Card Effectiveness just because he's a quick summon. Kojirou has the CE Cherry Icicle, which gives him MP strength because he is going to execute the boss in the last wave, as I wanted. And he also increases his quick art effectiveness with the crafting. And 100 Personas has Painting Summer, which increases the MP gain and the arts card effectiveness and starts with 50% charge. Because we want to gain much MP, we are going to increase also the Sasaki rate so that we are able to crit once we have our arts card up. And now we are just going to clear this game. I am planning to clear the second wave with Fuuma Kotarou, and the third wave where one boss is up and another little mini boss with the other two. This interests us to get the MP for Kojirou. Now we are able to get the arts chain, if I remember correctly, with the 100 personas in Kojirou. Which means I am firstly breaking the skill so that she gets more MP again. And now we're going to get the MP for the two of them and hopefully defeat the both of them. Yes. And now we're going to AoE attack the 3 enemies with Kojirou. Kotarou. And just because we are also using some arts doesn't have any just to show the animations of the servant simply a bit more. Now we are going to enhance the MP strength from every ally for this turn. Increase she got everything. She's only level 1 and got 3 times 60% chance. That's nice. And to ensure to get a crit. Oh no, it's on this guy. To ensure we get well, now we are going to hopefully defeat Marie Antoinette, and then we're going to crit the Wyvern, or else we are going to defeat Marie Antoinette with the quick card at the end, and then we just have the Wyvern. Yeah, I don't see the crit thing. Yeah. Sad. But yeah. That are the 3 servants of them together. Never hits. Now I'm going to make some scenarios to focus on the showcase of everyone of them alone. So there. Now we are going to take a look at our boy Fuuma Kotarou. And therefore I chose the quest Bloodfort Andromeda in Boldonia because it has 3 enemies at the first wave and 2 at the second. And as support we are going to use Scully, but sadly she's a caster servant, so It sucks that you have to choose a caster to support a assassin against rider, so that the assassin is at advantage. But once Summer 6 happens, we will have also a Ula Scully, which is also a quick support, and that will help them out a bit. And also I'm taking Shirakumaru as increase MP gain support somewhat. She also gives a bit increased attack, but yeah. And she has Fragment of 2030, so I'm getting 8 C-stars a turn just because. And as Mystic Code, I chose the Mystic Code Brilliant Summer because it has a quick up for 1 turn, as well as I apply Ignore Invincibility for a single ally for 1 turn, but that won't happen in this turn, in this quest. And a little bit of increased Gauge for an ally combined with a Restore Health buff. There are other enemies, and we are going to buff I already met. Every time I'm messing it up. Kotarou with Sasaki. And we're going to give him Sasaki. But he won't do some debuffing on the enemies because they will be defeated with a single attack of his MP. And we are going to hold them for the next round. And we're just going to make sure to get some So now we have the problem that his gains are not the best, especially because we only have one Scully, and so he didn't refund that much, but it will be acceptable. We're just going to get off the enemies and use the skill a bit later if he gets hurt. Don't have any card to gain some MP that will expire. But hey, we saw 1 number of him against 3 enemies. No, if she wants to die, she can. We're going to farm our MP. But even if we would have our special skill from Scully up, he won't be able to kill them quite yet. So he's not the best area attacker, but he can, as you saw before, he is able to just clear a wave if you want to use him a bit. And because of his great abilities of supporting some members of his, as well as debuffing the enemies, he is quite unique and special. And now I'm just going to switch to MP with him another time. This won't do that much of damage, but well, you can't have all. Now I'm actually using skill because she will get an attack. Maybe she can MP next turn. No, she's way off. skill seal applied once. That's not. Even though he will attack more often this turn because of that, but yeah. Skill seal is somewhat of an ability that can harm you, but also that can help you out a bit. If you're in a situation like this, where you have a Servant who is in disadvantage against enemies, it may not be the best to skill seal them, because they will attack guaranteed in that case. But if you skill seal an enemy that relies on something like a player invincibility or some buffs that they can harm your servants better, then it's good, but yeah, it depends on the enemy. Now we're just going to show off Kojirou a bit with his crit damage. Now we're just going to make sure to get another and to deal the most damage possibly. Yeah, we also need a quick card from Kojirou. That's it. No. So long the showcase unit won't die, it's okay. And he gets the last. So, Hamilton is not the best, but with his many niches, he's pretty good for those servants, I would say. Next one is Kojirou. As for Kojirou, I decided to let Fuuma out of the party and take Alexander with us, because he is a support of Charisma, see, a bit of increased attack for all allies, and as well he's increasing all allies quick card effectiveness for 3 turns, and because Kojirou don't need the MP gain that much, because he's only a single target and he more likely is a crit DPS, I will focus on increasing his ability and strength, and therefore I'm using the Captain Caldea musical, which gives an MP buff and attack debuff removal, critical strength increase, as well as one-time 3 turns evade and restore HP for one ally. And I'm going to do the exact same stage as before with Kotarou. So now we would have wanted to use some face cards, but yeah. So I'm just doing this MP once, but I will wait with this, with the skills of Skadi and Alexander regarding to the increased quick card effectiveness for a bit, because he only uses this MP this turn, which is the quick card. It won't do anything. Also, it would kill them also if I don't apply the skills on him. That's what I meant. So it won't do any good or bad if I don't already. So now we have 2 quick cards, which means we're going to and just to show off this crit, I'm going to he will so as quite strong.
承知。
行こ
And now we're
Also enough.
just going to look at. Maybe I did radio display, but yeah, he crits about 80,000 with only one sky, and
承知。
う。命令と
承
we're
知。
just going to finish him off with
遅いな。
some inspiration. Yes. Now we're also able to MP one time with the boss, and this will do
ど
some
れにしようかな。
承知。
At this point, we don't even need Scully
お
anymore.
願いし。
She did her buff. But you nearly take one of them,
見せどころよな。
so the rest will go just by face carding, critting, and maybe even another MP from Kojirou. Yeah, that sucks.
承知。
行こ
But yeah.
う。せいや誰か
This doesn't help. The only thing that sucks right now is that Kojirou is nearly dying,
グッド
so we're just going to decrease the attack of the enemies. And we're going to increase some
今後。
CC start rocket as well as
わかった
generation with
承知。心得た。
skulls.
アタック。
遅いな。
I'm just enjoying at this point a bit, so yeah. You can also defend the singular U8 for 3 times, and then
いざ参らん。
you're going to MP another time with a
承知。
chain from our boy Kojirou.
危険。お願いし。遅いな。見せどころよな。
And you can see he generated about 50 C-stars by himself.
さてと。
Let alone the quick buff from Alexander. But yeah,
いざ。
承知。承知。
now we're just going to finish off the
フラッシュ。
level. And hopefully we're able to. Yes. No cards.
仕掛け時と見たがいかに。せっかしょう。一刀にて証を示す。
Double MP and
ああ、僕もそう思ってたんだ。
応じてくれるか。
last card.
いずれ彼方へ至るため、今こそここに一歩を刻まん。ぶけ放す。
Sure.
すなわち
Yeah, that's
ここはアビ
Sasaki
キ
Kojirou.
大演熱時刻トータルカオスブリゲード。現代でも忍者は通用する。
He nearly got
甘く見るな
a
ということだ。
And now I'm going to showcase the last of the 3 of them 100 personas for you. So, just to show you guys, I could have taken this history with Fragment of 23, but because I want to bond from, I'm taking the Historia which have this C. But I'm using my own Historia with the 23 fragment C. But I won't use this Historian enemy, but I just wanted to explain why I have two Historias in this team. And I'm using a Respawn because of his third skill, which means when he dies, he gives the whole party apply invisibility for 3 turns. 2 times at level 1 and 3 times at level 10 for 3 turns. And he recovers their HP. I'm using him with the Merciless one, Craft Sense, because I want him to be defeated so they get their buffs. And I have as the second 3-star spot the little Paracelsus, because he has a arts card effectiveness increase for all allies for 3 turns. And because of the CE, I want to focus on her getting her MP as much as she can. And because he's a caster, it's likely that he dies. Anyway, I'm using the Tropical Summer Mystic Card because it has a increased arts card effectiveness for 1 turn, as well as MP strength for 1 turn. And because she is a single target arts servant, it fits for her. Then the skill which increases one ally's art card ceases to go away for 1 turn. And this is mainly used in this quest because of the 10% MP gauge you get from it. And we're also going to look at the same quest I have done with the other 2. So, because of the event, we only need 40%, and these 40% we will manage to achieve with the skill of the the 30% battery with attack. We are buffing it, and the 10% start from the Mystic Card. And with a reason we are able to just do a bit damage to all the enemies. I really don't think you will kill anyone of them because it's faster damage. But we won't use this already because it has 1 turn more cooldown as this skill, and I don't think we'll have the uptime that we want to achieve.
母に生まれ知性を飲み命を満たす武器を振るえば悪魔は去れりルーア派を抱きし汝の名はアダムなり
Yeah, the MP is likely a bit wasted, but that doesn't matter.
100の顔を先天がサバーニーヤ
Take 2 for enemy stun already in the first round with 50% refund. Yeah, sucks to be a bit card locked.
了解いいだろ
任され
行け
Yet we're trying to get some MP game.
ポイントちょうだい
Yeah. We're not able to MP this turn, which means the buff from Kisoria will go away. But we are going to do some damage to the less suffer one.
戦いは勝ったり
So yeah. Her card strength is not the greatest, I have to admit. But maybe we got everything.
どうあがいても及ぶまい
That's this won't do
安い安い
that
任
much
され
damage, but it will do a bit. Now we're just going to
子にして
deal the enemies
100の
on
顔
the
を千
floor.
遍ばザバーニーヤお命ちょうだい戦いは勝ったり
動けゴーレム
Okay.
操縦開
What
始
you must say?
もう少しで
So now just need 10%. Mm,
ある記録
well. We will use this on Kazura at some point. I don't think she will get attacked 3 times this time, so I'm not using it quite yet. But I don't want her to die just before her skill gets again. And therefore,
そうです
I'm
ね
also going
下がってい
to
るように
水よ
farm her in PvP because we don't have
Eagle.
any.
やっ
It's pretty sad because he didn't activate his arts buff because I didn't think he would get a credit. Idea.
せっかくなので
So I just
殺しますそうなんですか
yeah, and Guts is also gone for it. Wait.
対終末対祝ありえざる妖精の王よ
Yeah,
最果ての島
that's a
罪の都最後の竜は我が胸に集う円卓の守護者たちラウンド・オブ・アバロンまどろみ眠る
And now
早
we're
がけですよカルウェラ
quite farm her MP again. With every buff active. Because of the skill I want to use it in the next turn.
いざはっ安い安い我軍にして子にして
If you have
100の
focus
顔を
turrets,
千
which
遍
is
ば
actually
ザバーニーヤ
and Pilu
さあ
against the single enemy.
戦いは勝ったり
隙を突かれました
Oh no.
あるまじき失態です
I won't use her in enemy bar. She is just existing.
我は敵に回したい
Then I'm going to MP
Makasa-
him again, and the other supports should be able to
我は軍にして子にして
should be able to defeat
100の
her
顔を
if
千
she
遍
gets
ばザバーニーヤ
yes.
お命ちょうだい
Arts.
戦いは勝ったり
ごめんなさい
I really knew it. She wasn't existing right now in this party.
気をつけて殺し
And now we're just going to
わかりました。
finish him.
はっ
夢をあなたに
さあ
さようなら
As a bonus, I will also focus on Fuuma with Kojirou at the same stage. But you will see about that in a few seconds. With this setup, I aim to achieve that Kotarou is able to MP because of his 80% battery from Kaleidoscope and his magical loading from his advanced skill, as well as the mystical, which gives him 10% of the available tree regeneration. And then we're going to use the buffs on Kojirou to disintegrate the enemies at the end. It's also the same stage as I mentioned before, I think. Heading in. So, generating some stars.
承知。
この姿で召喚に応じてくれるか。
And he should be clearly
総員
able
集合
to
秩序を揺るがすが我らの定めイモータルカオスブリゲイド
focusing. Now we have a great amount of critical stars. Actually, I don't want to use this. Neither do I really want to use the battery. Because of the frequency has in this situation. So I'm just using the enemy.
イエス
Buffing.
今後試験員
せっか襲来一刀にて証を示す
But I wanted the Google Chance as well as the Sister Doglet. And
心
I'm
得
just
承知
going to
心得
attack this enemy, get CP, use it until
見
hopefully
せどころよな
rid of his cards. He has... No, he doesn't have any cards there. Let's head. It's also works on the because it's a quick card.
急所をつきましょうご用とあらば
ここが勝負どころ
スラッシュ
One of the
ゲット
way higher HP stuff.
危険ツバメ返し
So now we are able to keep another one.
こういうこともできる
The only thing is us to maybe attacking
承知ご用とあらば
because of the quick cards from
ス
Kotarou.
ラッシュゲットしまったしまった
Is Sky able to survive about 3 turns?
承
We'll
知ご
see
用と
about
あら
that.
ばアタックゲットはっ
Yes, she may be. But I want to use the
せっか襲来一刀にて証を示す心得遅いな
So we should be able
見せどころよな
in the range of
しまった
2. Oh, he's in the range of
力足らず
sorry.
か
This one.
いざ参
He may be able
らんさてと行くよ
this stuff. Yeah, maybe.
このす
The
この姿で召喚に応
don't touch me.
この姿で召喚に応じてくれるか
ここが勝
この姿で召喚に応じてくれるか総員集合秩序を揺るがすが我らの定めイモータルカオスブリゲイド
Right now, if he doesn't kill me.
ツバメ返し
Yes, he killed him. So, that's the combo of
現代でも忍者は通用する
as well as
甘く見るなということだ
And yeah, I will speak to you in just a bit. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you learned something about the servants I used. And if you're a beginner, then you may reconsider using some of these servants. But don't expect too much from them. They are just low stars. One Kojirou is a 1 star, the other 2 are 3 stars. But they are able to get you some value. So don't sit on them. Use them if you want so. They may help you out. And well, I will see you guys in the next one.